when I'm getting the data off of Read Theory and I'm trying to export all of my students' data, I need to make sure that I'm at a certain URL. My URL should say readtheory.org-app-teacher-class, and then have the class number after it, and we should have the class name at the top, and then be able to see all of the students' names going down the page. If you're not at this URL, it's not going to work. If you're at a class list, it's going to tell you to go to this URL and pick a class. And if you're at a different URL, it's going to tell you that you need to go to this URL. So I've got to make sure the page looks like this when you go to scrape this. Then when you're ready, go up to Read Theory Student Data, click Export Data, and it'll bring up a new page that's going to be like one student's data, and then down at the bottom there's a data table. And then that little loading that just happened was we flipped to the next student. So we can see what's going on by going down to the very bottom here where the table is of all the data. It's going to be going through this table, pulling the data off of it, and then flipping to the next page of the table, and then repeating that process. It's going to go through all of the different pages. And then once it gets to the end, it'll go to the next student in your student list. The nice thing about this is that while this is going, I can move this page around, go on my other screen, or I can minimize it. Or I can move this, minimize it, then go back and start working on this page again if I want to. So you don't have to worry about like staying on that page. It'll just kind of do its thing. You just can't close out of it. Then when I've got this, I can just click my CSV, and it'll bring up the data that pulled through. So I can see student 1 right here, their name, and then the test that they had done. They only did one test. I can see student 2, and then all of the tests that they did. And then we can keep going down here. So we've got student 3, student 4, student 5, 6, and then 7. So then I can take this spreadsheet and I can copy and paste it into like a Google Sheet or another sheet, and then do some data analysis on it, or really whatever I want to do with it at that point. But that's how you get this scraper to pull your data out of Read Theory.